Hi, welcome back. Now we'll be looking at chords. What is a chord? A chord is a combination of different musical notes in harmony. And now I'll be referring to the word notes, but note is what is being produced from a musical instrument. When you press a key on a keyboard, it produces a note. When you strike a string on a guitar, it produces a note. So I want you to understand what a note is and what a key or a string or whatever instrument. Now I'll be referring to a key and note because the keyboard is made of keys. That's why it's called a keyboard, because a board of keys is a keyboard. A chord is the combination of different musical notes in harmony. So when we are looking at it from a keyboard, that is a combination of different musical keys. That's a combination of different keyboard keys in harmony, but don't get yourself confused. There are 12 keys in music, and these 12 keys makes up a scale we call the chromatic scale. But for now, we'll be dealing with 7 keys to make things easy for us as a beginner. And the keys we'll be looking at is the key of C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Mind you, I can decide to start from D, I can decide to start from A, I can decide to start anywhere, but I'm just starting from C because most keyboards and piano starts with the C. So that is why I'm starting with C. But some old pianos starts from the key of A. But most of them start from the key of C. So let's start from the key of C. So it's not a rule. If I like, I'll start from the key of F. Now, after knowing that a chord is a combination of different musical notes in harmony, you need to know that the least combination of notes you can have in a chord is 3 notes and not 2. 2 notes is an interval. So when you have the combination of 2 notes, it's called an interval. But the combination of 3 notes is called a chord and upward. And the 3 notes chord is called a triad chord because it's 3. Then we have 4 notes, a tetrachord, and so on. Now, let's look at this. We have 7 chords, or some people say 8. It's just an octave. And an 8th note is an octave note. We have 7 chords. We have the chord 1, the chord 2, the chord 3, the chord 4, the chord 5, the chord 6, the chord 7. Then your chord 8 is the same thing as your chord 1. So, what does it mean? If this keyboard can be interpreted, if this C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C can be interpreted as 1 to 3, that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1. That is what it means. Now, let's say chord 1 is a combination of the C, the E, the G. Now, this is your chord 1. It has the C, the E, the G. If you press down these keys simultaneously, you've produced chord 1. Then, chord 2 is the D, the F, and the A. You can see that when you press down your D, your F, your A, you've produced the chord 2. Then for chord 3, it's your E, your G, your B. When you press it down simultaneously, you've produced your chord 3. Then for your chord 4 is your F, your A, your C. When you press them down simultaneously, you've produced chord 4. Then chord 5 is your G, your B, your D. That is your chord 5. Your chord 6 is your A, your C, your E. Then your chord 7 is your B, your D, your F. Then your chord 8 is the same thing as your chord 1. It's just like you're playing an octave note. So now I hope you understand. All you have to do is go around the keyboard, press these chords over and over and over again for you to understand it. The most important chords that is being used a lot in music is chord 1, chord 4, and chord 5. As a producer, I would advise you to also emphasize on chord 6. I like using chord 6 a lot because chord 6 is a very, very interesting chord. I substitute chord 6 for my chord 1, most especially when I'm producing hip-hop. If I'm producing hip-hop and I know I have to play chord 1 at a particular point in music, I improvise and play chord 6, and it makes my job better, sweeter, and faster. That is all we need to know about chords for now. In other videos, we will understand better how you put these chords into practice and make good music out of it.